This interview is brought to you by APB, Broadcast Asia 2017 and Ideal Systems.
Broadcast across the globe has actually considered the transition to IP-based workflow. Advantages like cheaper, lower cost, flexibility, and for example like cloud deployment as well, has been driving broadcast executive to think that IP is the way to go. Yeah, but flipping the switch for broadcast infrastructure is really not an easy task. Yeah, so I would say that from my stand, I would say that 10 to 20% of the broadcaster across the world has started to purchase our Tektronix media analyzer to do trials and testings. For the rest of the broadcaster around the world, I would say that they are probably in a wait and see approach. As for the region for Asia Pacific, I would say that countries like Australia, New Zealand, who has already started their HD transition decades ago, it would be a timely for them to start to invest into this IP transition. It's time to upgrade their facilities. And for the rest of the Southeast Asia countries, they just finished their HD transition maybe a few years ago, or they're probably going to last for another few more years. So we believe that they're going to probably have a wait and see approach. Yeah. So I would think that there will be basically two key factors that I will break down to. One is the soft and the hard part. So the soft part will be the financial side, whereby I think broadcast management, they will have to really consider whether the investment into IP really does have helps them to save costs, and whether they can monetize on the IP infrastructure. And as for the hard part, will be more on the technical side. So technical, I will break down into two parts, which is one is the soft skill, that means basically all the video engineers has to know all the IP protocol or the IP technology. So it probably takes some time to actually get them up to speed. Then the other part will be on all the equipment technicality. Yeah. So with all the different interoperability operated in different worlds, different countries, I think it's pretty good successful trials going on. So I think that should not be a problem. But with all these different factors coming into consideration and making sure that it works and 100% okay, then I think it should be a good factors to consider for a successful IP transition. Yeah.
This copyrighted video of the broadcast IP Interop Lab may not be reproduced or redistributed in any form without the expressed written consent of EdTech International Private Limited.